Hello, my name is Trisha, and today I'm going to show you how to make your very own jam jar Halloween lanterns. You can transform a jam jar into a spooky lantern. It can be ghost, pumpkin, monster, anything's possible. These Halloween lanterns are easy to make. All you need is just some old jam jars and a little imagination. To create your jam jar Halloween lantern, you're going to need a jam jar. I've bought in a couple of different sizes for my examples. You can choose the biggest jam jar you can find. We're going to need some tissue paper cut into squares, about 1 inch or so thick, 1.5 inches. The tissue paper will be translucent so the light will shine through it then. You're going to need some glue that's watered down with a little bit of water, just so it's the consistency of yogurt and easier to spread. You're going to need some pipe cleaners, at least 2 for your lantern. We're going to also need some construction paper, black sugar paper to create our designs. You're going to need scissors, a pencil, a sponge or a brush for applying the glue, and then a light to put inside your jam jar. I'm just using an LED tea light for safety. Before we decorate our lantern, we want to make sure our jar is empty and clean. You can remove any sticky labels by soaking the jar in warm soapy water with dish detergent. Any leftover sticky residue can be removed also with olive oil or nail polish remover if needed. You want to decide on the design for your lantern and its base colours first of all. You can stick to simple designs with faces such as a ghost, pumpkin, a monster, or if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, you can go for something more elaborate such as Halloween themed silhouettes such as bats and cats or spider webs. The first thing I'm going to make today is I'm going to make a pumpkin lantern. So my base color is going to be orange. I've cut up this tissue paper into squares, roughly squares, about 1.5 inches. You want it nice and big depending on the age of the child that's making it. So to cover the jam jar in tissue paper, we're going to work in one section at a time. You're going to get your sponge or your brush and dip it into the glue. And you're going to dab some glue onto the jam jar. And then getting your colour, you're just pressing it down onto the jar. And you want to add a little bit of glue on top as well to seal it. You're going to get your next square and just overlap it. You want to do at least 1 layer of tissue paper. You can do 1 or 2. Any more will block the light and stop it from shining through. So you're going glue, tissue, and then glue. And you're going to repeat this process to cover the whole jam jar. So you can also cover the bottom of the jam jar, and you want to put the jam jar on its top with the bottom facing up. Repeat the same process, glue, tissue paper, glue. You want to look out for any gaps where you've missed it and go over with another bit of tissue paper. And once you have it completely covered, should be enough glue in it, but if there isn't, put another layer of glue all around it again, make sure everything's nice and as flat as you can get it, with no gaps. And then you want to leave it to dry upside down like that. So I'm going to get my other ones decorated as well now. And I'm going to do one that's going to be Frankenstein. And then I'm going to do one that's going to have some Halloween silhouettes on it. While the jar is drying, you can now work on your design for your lantern. You can draw your design onto black paper and then cut it out to create the silhouette, depending on what your design is. If you're doing faces, such as pumpkin faces, ghost faces, witches, you can create eyes, mouths, nose, scars, anything like that, or hair. Or you can just create silhouettes, Halloween themed silhouettes. So it could be different creatures such as bats or pumpkins or ghosts. So I'm creating a face for my pumpkin first of all. So I'm going to cut out those shapes. So you can measure the paper against the jar to see how much paper you need, how big you want your eyes to be, your nose and your mouth. And to do my pumpkin face, I'm just going to draw some triangles on the paper first of all for the eyes and nose. You want to make them nice and big. You can always cut them smaller than if they're too big. If you want your eyes to match, you can just trace around the first triangle that you've cut out. And then turn around, use the side that doesn't have pencil on it. So you can see then how big they are. So I'm just, before I stick it down, just check if it all fits okay. Make these just a little bit smaller. And to stick them down, you want to brush a layer of glue. Just getting rid of the excess glue there. Use your sponge or your brush, put a layer of glue on the back for any of the items you've cut out. Flatten down with your fingers. And then to seal it, you're going to add a layer of glue on top. Just gently dabbing. And there's your pumpkin lantern for now, and then we're going to do the rest of the lanterns. The next one now, I'm going to do Frankenstein. I'm going to give him some hair as well. I'm measuring again to see how much paper I need, how big everything needs to be. And for this lantern, we're going to do some Halloween silhouettes, going to do just some bats. And you have your bat look equal, you can just turn, fold the paper in half, and draw half the bat. So its head and its wings, and then you get a symmetrical bat, both sides looking the same. Like this. So you can do a few different sizes. Just going to draw a moon as well. So now we're going to make the handles for our lanterns using pipe cleaners. You're going to need 2 pipe cleaners for each handle. So first thing you're going to do is tightly wrap 1 pipe cleaner around the neck of the jar and twist the ends together closed. Just twisting them around like this. You're going to flatten them down then. You're now going to add another pipe cleaner to create a looped handle. And to do that, you're going to just bend a part of the ends up like this. So you'll have this shape. And this is going to loop through the first pipe cleaner, like this. And then you're just going to twist the pipe cleaner and around, like this. And the same thing, you're getting your loop and putting it through the pipe cleaner. Like this, and then you're just twisting that end around again until it's nice and secure. And there you'll have your handle created. And the same process for the other ones. This time this jar is a bit smaller, so you're going to put the pipe cleaner around the neck of the jam jar, twist it around, and you have a bit extra here, so you can just twist it inside as well. Just tuck it in like that. Or you can trim the edges if you wish. And the same thing, you're creating your handle. So you're making 2 looped ends like that, and then just feeding them through the first pipe cleaner and twisting around again. And then finally, you're going to pop in your light. I'm using a LED tea light, so it looks like a candle, but it's much more safer. If you are using candles, make sure you have an adult around to supervise and that your lantern is in a safe place. You can also use glow sticks or fairy lights inside your lantern. There you have your finished jam jar Halloween lanterns. You can use them during the day. They look lovely with the sunlight shining through them by the windowsill. Or at night you can put your light in and have as a bedroom light, or take it outside for Halloween and have your very own lantern parade. So I hope you had lots of fun. Thank you so much for joining me.